What you doing there, buddy? Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Are you purchasing more clothing again? Look, I can explain. Check this out. I got this for $50. Really? Are you sure it's gonna be worth it? Oh, well, to be honest, I'm not quite sure if it will work, but for this price, why not? Okay, well that's nice. By the way, you should know about Opera GX. They offer dark mode. Chrome has dark mode. And this isn't a sponsored video. I'm just gonna go now. Hi YouTube. Welcome to the Gradient Journey. So when I first got myself into heritage, high-end casual men's workwear fashion, one of the items I started looking into is wax jackets. I thought it was the coolest thing, an item that ages with time and wear just like denim, but in its own unique way. For those who are unaware, applying wax on fabrics such as canvas will make the fabric rain and wind resistant, making wax jackets perfect for the spring and fall months. You could potentially wax your own jacket or pants, but today I'm going to go over quickly ones that you can purchase that has already been waxed by the clothing manufacturer. Then I'm going to go over a cost-effective alternative that you may want to consider. So when it comes to wax jackets, there are a few that comes into mind. One that has been popularized by media, the Rogue Territory wax supply jacket worn by Daniel Craig, playing as James Bond in 007. Flint and Tinder lined wax trucker jacket worn by Pedro Pascal as Joel in The Last of Us. And finally, Free Note cloth wax RJ1 jacket worn by Luke Grimes as Casey Dutton in Yellowstone, which is also, by the way, my favorite wax jacket. Barber and Filson also has their own unique lineup and styles of wax jackets as well. For other alternatives, there's Ship Johns, which I heard is legendary, but unfortunately you'll have to wait a few years as it's all on back order. Rail Car Fine Goods has their own wax chore coats on back order, and Soso has their custom wax jacket as well. I'm sure there are other ones that I've missed that are out there. Leave a comment below and tell me what your favorite wax jacket is. So for every 10 Ironheart $400 denim wearers out there, I'm sure there's someone out there wearing a $60 Uniqlo denim. However, in the world of wax jackets, I don't think there's too many cost-effective options out there. Or is there? The good news is that there is a cost-effective option out there. However, the bad news is that there are a couple of mental hurdles, that you'll need to jump over, and I'll go over that before showing you this option. One, it's made in China. Well, there seems to be a stigma that products made in China are inherently bad, but that may not necessarily be true. For example, I have these Grant Stone diesel boots, which are excellent boots that will last a very long time. Rose Anvil did a review on them, and I'll leave a link down below where you can check that review out. Yes, there are items that are of bad quality, but not in this case. I'll go over the details later. However, if you're someone who would rather purchase Made in America products and support local businesses, that's understandable. In fact, I would encourage saving up and buying local instead of overseas, but I'm not here to tell you what you should or shouldn't do with your hard-earned dollars. I'm just here to showcase you an alternative that you may want to consider. 2. This jacket is bought from Aliexpress, which I believe doesn't have the best reputation. You may find it a bit sketchy, or you may be worried about cybersecurity and having your information stolen. Well, I did a little bit of research, and being a first-time buyer of AliExpress, I would have to say that the experience wasn't bad. I checked the Reddit posts, and it does seem like, for the most part, AliExpress is safe. The trick is to make sure that you purchase from a reputable AliExpress store. Check the reviews and the number of followers to ensure that it's a high count. For example, for this wax jacket that I bought here, it had 8 purchases only, but there are thousands of followers. So believe it or not, I actually trust this AliExpress store more than the manufacturer's main website, as it is more reputable. Maybe this is a good time to talk about NordVPN. We're not sponsored by them. Okay, so anyways, 3, you can't check out their sizing. No one has this jacket, so there's no reference pictures, so I did have to rely on their sizing chart. I actually messaged them directly to see what size they recommend, and funny enough, it was a bot that replied. The bot recommended a medium, which is so odd when I'm usually an extra small. Remember that you're dealing with Asian sizing, so they recommend going up 1 to 2 sizes up. 4. There are limited information on this brand, specs, and details on the clothing itself. Like, how many GSM or ounces per square yard is this? For me, I really appreciate knowing the history, who the owners are, the heritage, and other details like that. For example, Filson, they include a lot of details and history on their website. 5. So this is the biggest hurdle that I had to overcome, and it's something that I really have to point out. So the company or manufacturer that I brought this from is called Maden Amekaji. If you take a look at their store, either on Aliexpress or their, what I believe is their official website. By the way, their Maden website is kind of odd because it has less details than their Aliexpress store, which gives me the impression that this could just be a drop shipping site. Also, the pricing on Aliexpress is less than the pricing on that site. Anyways, you may notice that some of their items may look a little tad suspicious. Okay, I'm just gonna say it outright. It's basically a knockoff of another item. There's a company called Red Tornado. Some of you may or may not know about their denim, and they do the same thing, and it's really unfortunate because I think their products are pretty good in terms of quality, but the business practices is not something that I can easily accept. It's like buying a fake Rolex. Yeah, the quality is probably not the same, but the design patterns and beats of the watch is an exact replica of the original. Anyways, that's just me, and not to beat a dead horse or anything. I just want to make sure that you're aware of some of these business practices that these companies have. Again, I'm not here to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I did actually end up purchasing this wax jacket from the company, but you probably won't see me buying their replicas. If you have no issues with these hurdles, as I mentioned earlier, I think this is a good alternative to buying an expensive wax jacket. So let's get into the review of this jacket. Introducing the Maden Amekaji Type 3 wax jacket. So what do I mean by Type 3? So quickly, for those who are unaware, Type 3 jackets is a 1960s inspired Levi's style denim jacket with the following details. 2 chest pockets with flaps, V-shaped stitching underneath the chest pockets. Sometimes it has a side hand warmer pocket, but not in this case. And waist epaulets to let you cinch up to get a slimmer look. In case you're wondering, this is a classic style that's timeless even by today's standards. So no, this wouldn't be considered a knockoff, as there's countless other companies that have made Type 3 jackets. For example, I have an Ironheart 21 ounce Type 3 jacket in black. It's not so much as a blatant knockoff, but more of a homage, similar to Tudor's Black Bay watches, which is similar to the Omega Seamaster. This is made up of 100% cotton. The iron buttons are their own designs, and there's no lining on this jacket, so just be aware you might get the sticky feeling from the wax if you only wear a t-shirt underneath. The wax doesn't transfer onto other items, at least not from my experience, but if that is something that you are concerned about, you should at least keep the jacket separated from other clothing. When this first arrived in the mail, the jacket was incredibly stiff. But after just a few wears, the fabric softens and does form to your body. So is it rain or wind resistant? Yeah, functionally it's just as good. I just want to say here that the RJ1 jacket is definitely more water resistant than the Maden Amekaji wax jacket. Unfortunately, it's not very warm. I believe this comes in about only 4 to 6 ounces per square yard, as the material is quite thin in comparison to my RJ1 jacket, but it does have plenty of space for layering. So here I'm wearing a heavy flannel underneath it, and here I'm wearing a relaxed fit hoodie underneath the jacket. One property of the jacket is that you can see every crease and fold made as it conforms to your body, but it's a lot more apparent on this jacket than, say, my RJ1. And that's something you'll need to take into consideration. So when this was packaged and shipped to me, the clothing manufacturer had to fold this jacket up in order it to be fit into those little bubble envelopes. I think they're only about 12 to 16 inches. And this crease is huge crease along the midsection, which, as you can see here, it's not very pleasing to look at. I did take a blow dryer and applied heat to it, and it did seem to fix the issues temporarily, but the issues did come back after some time. It looks aged as soon as you receive it, and that's subjective whether that's a good or bad thing. But personally, for me, it's I would rather have something brand new and have it age with a little bit more time so that you can see the evolution of the fades and creases. You can definitely get that here, but with this jacket, it ages way too quick for my tastes. So to wrap up, if I had to rate this jacket, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It's really cost effective, coming only at $60 Canadian, maybe even $50 Canadian if you stack coupons. Functionally and stylistically, it works. With the exception of this huge crease across the back, it ages nicely, and overall it's something I could see myself wearing from time to time. However, with that being said, I'm not so sure if this jacket will stand the test of time, and that's yet to be seen. I have no issues with the items that are made from China. I do have a slight problem is with companies who steal designs and sell it for a fraction of the price, especially if they stole it from a smaller mom and pop shop. However, you could argue that they're just paying a homage to those companies, but personally I don't think that's the case here. What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. Anyways, that's it for today. I'll catch you on the fade side.